Howdy guys, welcome to the Men's Chapter House. We're going to hop right into this. Here, we're going to start standing, work some takedowns. She's getting ready for her first competition. So we're just going to work basically nothing but takedowns. Once she takes me down, I'm going to just basically work on getting out of the position and stand up, and then we're just going to go again. Here, when she tries this, she's too high. If she goes just a little lower, it becomes a lot easier. You'll see that she can actually hook my actual foot instead of hooking my shin, and that would make this a lot easier. And then once she attaches to the back without the proper control on one side, it makes it easier to escape. And here I'm going to go down to my back because I feel like it gives me more control to rotate. And here I'm going to clear elbow first and then come up on top. I'm basically just going to stand up here, and she's going to have to... Oh, no, my bad. That razor lock, always use the razor lock. It's one of my faves. Anytime someone puts a razor lock on you, you can basically just rotate your hand and basically grab their head. Once you grab their head, they do not have a razor lock. And here she's going to try to throw on a triangle. I'm not going to press in. I'll just peel. Once that hand gets through, there's no triangle. When I mean that hand gets through, I'm talking about the hand. Oh, that's going to be hard to explain. It's alright. Not the hand that was on the outside, but the hand that was on the inside. Once the hand on the inside gets underneath that leg, it'll be very hard for them to choke you, because you can just kind of press on that leg, keep it off. There she tried to go for a chin reap and basically use it to create space, but she fed right into an arm triangle. You do need to be cautious of that. And here she's going for a single. That single, when she takes it to the outside, just keeps driving. Definitely not a bad way of taking someone down. When you take people down, the main goal is to typically end up on top and pass people's legs. So singles are not a bad way of doing that at all. Typically when you hit a single, you are, say like, that's what I'm saying right there though. You can definitely pull guard. However, when you're going to the ground, what is the real goal? I understand for some people, the goal is just to get to the ground, right? But you're not past the legs. In fact, you are using your legs. You have put them in a dominant position because you are on your back. Now, here you'll see I'm talking about rotating and putting people on the bottom position when you pull guard. But I don't pull guard very often. It's not my favorite. Here she goes for a fireman carry and just keeps driving. Not necessarily a recommendation for me. I don't do fireman carries. You do what you want. Fireman carries are not my friend. I find that they put you in a very vulnerable position, even if you win and you get people down. Unless your rotation is like pretty decent, your arms typically pretty extended, and they're coming for the attack anyway. And like, as you see there, that's one of the shittiest fireman carries. That's because they don't do that. But you have to be able to move with it, and you have to be able to protect your neck as well as their neck. So when you pull guard, you've got to use more than just pulling guard and ending up in the guard. You want to end up on top position. So if you can do rotational, sure. And you can see that, like, anytime that you can get connected to someone's hip, I'm going to prefer this over a fireman's carry or anything like that. I understand why people attack that lower legs, because there's like 3 points that you really attack. You attack shoulders, hips, or feet, right? Totally understand. I do not enjoy attacking the lower part of the body unless I'm already halfway there. If I'm already connected to your hip or something like that, I will absolutely attack someone's leg because it's like right there. And if I can just peel it up, sure, right? If they collapse down like that or anything like that, sure, I'm already going to be on top, so I don't really care, right? Simply put, I don't go fishing for people's legs. Oftentimes, people's legs are much further away because I don't do feints, I don't do drops. My level changes are very, very specific. I level change to basically connect people's hips. And then once I'm done with someone's hip, and then I level change again. I don't do doubles. I don't do double the distance, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to skip levels. We typically start with the ability to attack the top because our arms are at top level, and some people are good at doing like foot sweeps. So when they control the top and then they strike at the bottom, that like level change is super effective because you're affecting the strongest pivot points that are further away, right? Think like a stick. If you move a stick, the edge of a stick wants to move the furthest away from where the actionable response is. Hinge points are important. As you can see, we're just kind of working on simple takedowns. Nothing super complicated. Most takedowns are pretty simple. However, when you start to work takedowns, you do need to basically maintain the idea of inside control, hinge points. You can absolutely do takedowns from the outside. I do believe they take more work. They take more control. Here I'm explaining outside takedowns just like that. I've been recently trying to use outside takedowns versus inside takedowns, just to try to experiment with my understanding of them. My understanding is limited to all takedowns. I should specify that. We have some people who are very good at it, who are like black belts in judo and stuff like that. My knowledge is pretty basic. By controlling inside position and being able to remove and create space on the inside is the key to takedowns. And like here, she stepped to the outside, which gives me the inside position. She wants the inside position, whether or not this takedown is successful or not, because she can gain inside control, as you can see, just by purely rotating. That like general concept of inside control is like, I believe, the fundamentals of all takedowns. I don't know any takedown that doesn't apply to. Double legs, single leg, hip takedowns, tosses, and like any kind of hip throw or any of that kind of stuff. They all start from inside position. If you start to break it down and you look at like where you put your hips, where your hands are, and all that kind of stuff, you'll see the only reason you get into those positions in the first place is because you are controlling inside positioning and being able to mitigate the space and not have frames in your way and such like that. I oftentimes am a broken record about the importance of inside space when it comes to throws and stuff like that. And then I will basically always take a hip over trying to change levels so far and go to the knee or the ankle. For those of you who are master ankle pickers, God bless you. I need you in my life. Teach me to be better. I'm awful at them. Maybe it's because I'm too lazy. Maybe that's the real issue. It's not like athleticism or any of that kind of stuff. Maybe my timing's so bad because I just don't do it, and I just need a better person for it. Here you'll see that I'm still using head pressure, and I can use my own foot to lock in. However, recently got punished for that when I locked my foot and tried to do almost like a single leg. The individual did a throw for me and ended up right in my soft bits. So teach you not to do silly things sometimes, because you do a good hip toss there. As you see, I was talking about how using frontal directional thought process, like if you're going to shoot or fight someone, you want 4 weapons against somebody. Like you've got your hands and you've got your feet, and you want to put them in between you and your opponent, so you face them. If you are sideways, you really only have 2 weapons that you can use effectively. So this is always the goal when you are isolating someone. You're trying to isolate them to 2 weapons, and then you're trying to isolate them to 1 weapon and then no weapons. That being said, you are going to end up in positions where you can't isolate super well, or that when you start to isolate, you end up not isolating as well as you thought you did, right? Here I'm explaining the Omo because the individual was in an omoplata and was like, oh, how do I finish it? And I was telling him how to finish it prior, and he wasn't understanding what I was saying, so I was just like, yeah, just go over the shoulder a little bit. If you can go over the shoulder, that's an easy finish. Basically, the direction of their ear, the shoulder can only rotate so far. But if you have an omoplata and you're capable of rolling with their shoulder, you will come away with an arm. Not like literally, but their shoulder will definitely be broken, and they won't be able to follow you. They can try, but it'll be very fast, and it happens to trap their body underneath you while you're rolling over them, so to speak. So it will be quite hard for them to follow you, and you'll typically pop that shoulder well before you get across their body. That being said, please don't do that to your training partners. My mindset was a little different that day. Rather than just sport, if you've got a firearm or any of that kind of stuff and people's hands disappear, you do what you got to do, kind of thing. So if I have an omoplata and the other hand disappears, that omoplata is going for a ride, because I want the other side now. Once one is defective and doesn't work how it's supposed to, I'll start attacking the other one. But that's really the end of the video, guys. Thank you for staying and listening to the ramble. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you all in the next one, okay? All right, bye-bye.